Our class worked for East Side on a project of discovering the history of Phoenix School and St Clements Hospital. We looked at some old photos and towards about what has changed.
What is your first day at school?
My first day at school was in 2007, in September the 5th. I started in 2B with Blair Barrett, and my first time at school was a bit scary, but I got used to it over the years. What's changed in the whole entire school?
A lot, very a lot.
We know.
Since a couple of years I've been here, everything's changed now. Technology, everything.
Remember the old car park used to be here?
Yeah, the old car park, different buildings.
What was the old dinner hall like?
It was actually kind of similar as the PE hall, very, very big. It was too big, it was like, you can hear an echo in the room, it was really big.
What's different?
Everything's different now. The gate, the new building, I think you won't remember this, Denzel, but we used to have an old entrance where we're standing. We had an old entrance here. They had an old big car park. That's where the buses used to go through. Then the one thing that hasn't changed is the building, the main building. The playground has changed a lot. The spinners. It used to be all like push-up bars and the exercise machines. We used to have tyres, spin things and all that. The PE halls changed, the classrooms have changed, the teachers have changed, the deputy heads have changed, one of them has, and the teachers have changed since I've come, and the TAs always change.
Hi, welcome to gardening.
This is where our time capsule is. What was planted 5 years ago. So in 25 years' time, this will be opened up and you will see what the past would look like.
Okay. Hello, Lucy, Sarah, and Vanessa. How are you today?
Three visitors came to see us. One of them has been a governor, and the other two were pupils in the 1970s.
Marie and myself, we've both got an illness, a lifelong illness, and we've both got a blood disorder. And we were taught at Phoenix because it was a nice school, there's a nice atmosphere, and they looked after you. I mean, we had a sister and a nurse here on site, for example, and the teachers took into consideration our health as well as our educational needs. So I think that's the kind of ethos that Phoenix has. It was an open air school. We were able to walk along the corridor, which you might, I don't know what it looks like now, and it was open. You could run out into the courtyard and into the playground.
Play kiss chase.
And play kiss chase. Yeah, so in some ways, although it was a school for children with particular needs, it was more or less the same, really. We actually used to have milk in school.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate and milk. We used to have these little quart bottles.
First thing when we came in for breakfast.
Silver top. Yeah. We used to have them in the morning, in the midday, and before we used to go home. And we used to have rest time.
Yes, we did. They're the ones, the little camp beds.
And we used to sleep in them, like middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, that was our rest period.
You know, I was saying it was an open air school. These windows used to open out, and they used to let in fresh air. And,
you know, when you're in an assembly hall now, and we used to have doors on each side, and we used to like open them, and then we used to sleep in the assembly hall, and But now when I was walking up the corridors, I got really emotional. I'm thinking, oh my God, I was running up and down these corridors when I was about 5, 6, 7 years old.
And we used to have cooking lessons, cookery lessons, home economics. A teacher called Miss Brown used to teach us. She was quite set in her ways, and she used to come up with phrases like waste not, want not, and things like that, which was really funny. We were quite competitive. We actually had sports days where we actually competed with other schools in Tower Hamlets, and we really went out of our way to make sure that we won a lot of medals. I've got mixed emotions about coming to Phoenix. My time in Phoenix was a happy one, but it was tinged with a bit of sadness with respect to a really good teacher, one of my favourite teachers, who was Blair Peach.
I knew Blair Peach and a lot of his friends very well, and he was very involved and very much against racists. And in 1979 there was a meeting, and I was waiting for Blair to come, and they said, oh, he's gone to a demonstration in Southall in West London, and there was a bit of chaos. Lots of people got arrested, hundreds of people got arrested by the police. 40 people were quite badly hurt. Blair, he was bashed by somebody and was lying on the pavement in a bad way. And by the time he got to hospital, he was already dead with a broken head, a broken skull. Who did it? Who killed him? How did it happen? The questions were asked, and very soon after that there was a big demonstration, a big protest, and I made a painting. And this is something like what I felt about this huge demonstration, maybe 10,000 people, and here we are in a demonstration, and you see I've made the demonstration like Blair's body lying on the pavement with the red banners as blood coming from his head. So, who killed Blair Peach is what this is about.
We took a tour around St Clements Hospital, which opened at a Victorian workhouse, 1849. It later became a mental health hospital until it closed in 2006. We were lucky to go inside and met a lady called Naomi, who told us she remembered of working there.
The occupational therapy department was down at the other end of this site, and we did all sorts of things with people. We used to help them manage their everyday life, so that might be looking at how people manage their own dressing, cleaning themselves, looking after themselves in the bathroom or in the kitchen. And sometimes we did a lot of talking with people so that they managed themselves. So, do you ever get really angry sometimes? Well, some people that we worked with got really angry and they didn't know how to actually manage that, so it would come out in some ways that weren't altogether helpful sometimes. So we did things called anger management. We'd help people think about how you actually manage your anger without lashing out at anybody. Coping strategies. So we did all sorts of things with people. And I was telling someone, I was coming here today, and I was saying it's actually one of the happiest jobs I've ever had. This is the boardroom. In my memory, it's...
Hi, Karen. Can I make up our own DVD? Can I make up our own DVD?